What's up, sales ascender? Have you ever been in a sales conversation when you're speaking with a prospect and you're just sharing all the features and benefits, but then nobody ever buys from you? Well, here's a secret. Features and benefits don't sell. In this video, I'm going to give you 2 secrets that you can use that will turn your sales game on fire. Let's go. What's happening, Sales Ascender? Sean here, back at you with another high-ticket tune-up. I hope you're having a great day. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button, like this video, and share it to those people who you truly care about. But today we're getting into something that is really kind of dicey and touchy, and people sometimes take this to offense, but I'm going to talk about it, right? Features and benefits don't sell. And I actually had a great question that came in recently. Let me just pop it on screen for you here. Came in from Ralph. Ralph said this. Ralph said, "Hey, Sean, why would a prospect resist or reject my service after I've clearly told her all the reasons why she should buy?" And this is a wonderful question because most traditional salespeople, remember the process of a salesperson, they start in the career, they're kind of a greenhorn, they don't know very much. Then they become what we call a traditional salesperson, pushing features and benefits, jabber-jawing, verbally diarrheaing, a lot of those things, eventually to the point where they start spewing out, here's why you should buy, feature and benefit, feature and benefit, feature and benefit. What happens is most salespeople or people that go into the sales professional and become sales profession and become a traditional salesperson get stuck with forgetting how people actually buy. And how people buy is much more valuable to follow than you just sharing how to sell things, right? So nobody likes to be sold, but everybody loves to buy. And so that's what we need to remember. And so when it comes down to pushing on feature and benefit, feature and benefit, feature and benefit, most salespeople will just keep doing that until they realize they're like, oh, wait a minute, I don't buy that way. And so the very simple question to ask yourself is this, like, how do you buy, right? You don't want a sales guy coming up to you and saying, here's all the reasons you should. Nobody likes to be told what to do, right? When you're a little kid, your parents are telling you what to do, and that record gets installed in your mind. And then as you grow up into the sales profession, if you go into that field, and obviously you're here listening to me because of that, you forget that part. Like, we all forget those records, and then we go say, oh, well, I'm going to share my thing because it's the best thing since sliced bread. Here's why you need to buy it. Here's how it helps a bunch of people. People hate that, right? So just stop. So here's 2 secrets. The first secret is very simple. You got to use what we call prospect self-discovery. What this means is you're going to have a bunch of features and benefits, right? When you have a feature, for example, a feature is load speed on say you're selling SEO services as an example. Load speed is a feature. Why? All right. So if that's the feature, then how is that a benefit for, a prospect or a client? Well, if the feature is load speeds are very insanely quick or fast, the benefit is your prospect's going to click on your link, not have any downtime, and be able to click that buy button. So it eliminates the time that it takes for somebody to make an investment or for something to show up. Oh, hey, this works really well. This website just popped up and I'm ready to go. Maybe their website's really slow. So the benefit to them is speed and not losing clients. I think there's some weird statistic in that field. Again, I don't sell SEO services, but I know that if a page loads at like 0.3 something versus like 0.1 or 0.0 something, there's a certain percentage of fall off that people outclick and move away from the website. And so if we're playing with just that feature and we say, hey, listen, like, our load speeds are insanely fast, this will help you to do this, this, and this, you should buy this product, people are gonna be like, well, I don't need that. I don't see a difference for that, right? And it's not until we go back and say self-discovery is the thing. Say, hey, let's look at your data really quick, pull that open, and let me ask you a quick question. Do you ever find yourself like wondering why prospects come to your website and bounce off more so than like your competitors? And all of a sudden that's a question that's framed around that feature, that benefit. So this is how we create self-discovery with prospects. We ask them a question that will impact them, right? Which brings me into kind of the secret number 2. So we have to get them to have this self-discovery of why that feature, why that benefit's going to be so valuable to them. And we as sales professionals, right? Because it goes from traditional sales guy, sales professional, and then eventually sales ascender. when you can use questioning to get your prospect to have self-discovery around a feature, it will be a much lasting impact. It will create memorability for you as a sales professional, and your prospect most likely is going to say, oh my God, like, yes, I need your services because you define the problem the best. So self-discovery definitely is the number one key there. The second one is this, right? You need to create personal impact. So if we use the same example and we're selling SEO services, and the feature again is like load speeds are really fast. The benefit is you're not going to see the fall off of your clients when they hit your website. They're not going to leave as soon. So you're going to actually shore up that small percentage of people that are leaving because of slow load speeds. And you've been on a page where it takes like 30 seconds to load. You usually will click off. Most people do. And so this is the pain point that we're focused on to see if this is going to be a hitter. And again, it always comes down to what feature, what benefit, and where's the impact. And so when I'm having this conversation, if I'm in this SEO world and I'm selling the service and I'm speaking with a prospect and I'm saying, listen, like, have you ever noticed compared to your competitors, you see like a significant amount of people that come to your website and they click off before they even buy anything? Has that ever happened to you? Oh, I don't know. Well, let's look at your data. And then if you crack open their data and you can see like, here's the fall off of people that hit your page and leave. And they're like, huh, that's interesting. Here's the industry standard. So you have a very easy way to contrast something with somebody. And you say, listen, look, if this is the industry standard and this is what yours happening right now, like, what is that impact with you and your business? Oh my gosh. Well, if 100 people come to my website and 35 of them click off because my load speeds suck so bad. Okay, let's say I convert, 20 to 50% of those people, let's say 3 to 5 new clients paying retainer every single month, like, and they pay you $2,000 as a retainer times 3, that's $6,000 to maybe $10,000 per month that you're losing simply because you have poor load speeds. Let me ask you, Miss Prospect, how does it affect your bottom line? And it's the same conversation of saying, hey, we have load speeds that are crazy fast. You're going to want these. You need to buy this thing. That's the traditional salesperson versus the way that I just shared is like, man, this is a pretty serious problem. And like, this is how it could be impacting you. How does it actually impact? And when they say, oh my God, you're right. Like I'm losing $6,000 to $10,000 a month because of this. Can you help me fix it? That whole conversation now has gone in a totally different fashion. So with that said, those are the two secrets, but here is the key, right? We need to figure out how do we do this in a very easy way, right? This is one of the tips that when I learned this, I thought, oh man, this is the godsend. So I use this acronym, right? So we use these things called emotional trigger words. Emotional trigger words are very simply those words that bring up pain points in our life. I use this analogy called WASP. The WASP analogy is emotional trigger words. So it stands for worried about, annoyed by, struggling with, pissed off because. Let me say that again. Worried about, annoyed by, struggling with, pissed off because. And so if we remember that analogy, WASP, whenever we go into a sales conversation, instead of saying, hey, we have the fastest load speeds on the planet, on load page speeds on the planet, if we're selling SEO services, we can say, hey, do you ever get worried that you don't know whether or not like people are coming to your page and clicking away because it's taking so long for them to see the data, right? And I use that word worried about, and that's what the subconscious mind will process that word, that emotional trigger word, way faster than if you just said, hey, we have wicked load speed times on our stuff, right? And so that's they stick to the worried about, like, yeah, I actually am worried about that. Oh my gosh, tell me more about this. How long has that been going on? How long has it been a problem? Give me an example. How much does this cost you? How do you feel about this? Like, there's a bunch of questions you can throw at them. In fact, we have a 8-question series that you should ask after you get them to say yes to, hey, I am worried about that, right? And so the second one is annoyed by. Hey, are you annoyed that your Google My Business isn't showing up on the top pages every single time? Yeah, I am. Well, and again, that would be selling SEO services. I don't sell those, but that would be how I would do it. And then same with struggling with, what's the other feature that you have in your arsenal that most people buy because of, right? Figure out what that feature is, figure out how to reverse engineer the question you need to ask with an emotional trigger on the front end of it, and you'll win, right? Because then you start the conversation with, say, are you worried about this? Are you annoyed because of that? Are you struggling because of this happening in your business? Are you pissed off this is going on? And when they say yes to one of those things, it's your job just to dig in and figure out how to make that personal impact. And when you get the personal impact, you're going to win the game. And that, my friends, is the answer to Ralph's question. Why would a prospect resist or reject my service after I've clearly told her all the reasons why she should buy? So just quick homework from this quick video. If it makes sense, sense for you, definitely think about this a lot. Figure out how to create emotional trigger words with your features and benefits to drive people into what we call personal impact. When they realize how much they're losing because they're not using your service, it's going to be a lot easier for you to convert new clients. With that said, you've just been tuned up. Don't forget, there is a sales ascender inside of each and every one of you. Don't forget to like this video, share to someone who might need it, and also subscribe to the channel. And with that said, I'm really looking forward to seeing you next time.